Maybe counterattack isn't the best idea, because it will just make my team go flip-flop. Hello boys and girls, my name is Freakii and welcome back to another video. Today I want to quickly talk about masteries in Raid Shadow Legends, and the reason is I think I've given some advice earlier that I might not be fully behind anymore. I might have changed my mind a bit, and it's basically about two different things. And it depends on your setup, and it depends what you want to do with that current setup. This is clan boss, surely just clan boss in Raid Shadow Legends. So one of the most common ones that I've given people is this. You go straight down to War Master, you could also do over to Giant Slayer, and then you also have the Retribution. So you have the counterattack, because counterattack means more attacks, means more damage. But then I realized not too long ago while making my Hellseeker comp that there are other ways of doing this as well. And the other way is like this. I really thought that support tree was the worst one when it comes to clan boss. It's kind of something you use in early game, mid game, and then it kind of falls off. But that's actually not the case. And the reason it's not the case is mainly because of Cycle of Magic. Because you have a percentage chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn at the start of every turn. So if you're doing something like this, I'm running Sepulcher, Ninja, Helicath, Fatman, and Seeker. Normally it's Annex, not Ninja, but I'm subbing in Ninja for Magic Affinity. If you're using champions like Ninja and Fatman, I don't see why you wouldn't use the cooldown reduction features in the masteries. This is kind of where that comes in. You can't use it on Helicath, you can't use it on Sepulcher, you can't use it on Seeker, because that would make the team really unbalanced. But on champions like Ninja, Anax, Fatman, Kreela, and a lot of the DPS, if their DPS is based on a bigger ability, like their A2 or A3, that's like their main hitter, then you want to get back to that as quickly as possible. So with that being said, I have one more note. If you are playing with champions like Frozen Banshee, for example, I would probably prefer, honestly, I would prefer the counterattack, because the more attacks, the more poison. You could argue that, but getting the poison sensitivity up is also really good. I think it's good, but I don't think it's that good. Unless you have decent revenge accessory gear that could also make up for it, then maybe this is the better way, because you can also extend the duration of the buffs, which also means more damage. This kind of give and take what you want. You could potentially, if you really want to go for it, but it's not going to be worth it. You could potentially try something like this and go for the Retribution and the Sniper and Master Hexer, but I sincerely doubt it's going to work, because you're going to lose so much damage of War Master anyways, so wouldn't recommend. What I'm basically trying to say here is you always need to take these things with a pinch of salt. So I learn new things all the time. You learn new things all the time. And over time, I've found that I sometimes need to do a bit more research before giving these kinds of advice. I think that the advices that I give are mostly good. I always do them, I try to do them with my heart in the right place and my mind in the right place. But of course, things change. So for me, I was really stuck in using Retribution for absolutely everyone in Clan Boss, because I thought the counterattack is just so much better because you get more hits in. But then if I'm using someone like Ninja with his insanely good A2, then why wouldn't I have the chance of decreasing the cooldown? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I just think that's better. Even though it depends on the setup, because if you need to decrease damage received from AoE attacks by 5%, that also kind of switches things up. So it comes down to your setup. My setup is based on Heli's block damage and shield. My previous one was Helicath and Demitha, the Demicath, I think. No, Mythicat, sorry. Mythicat. That I have uploaded on the channel if you want to see that as well. Pretty simple 2-key team, but I use it to Hanorak. Hanorak can be changed or swapped out, but I would like to use to Hanorak if I have her, or if you have her, if you want to try the team for yourself. Yeah, this is pretty much just what I want to talk about. Another thing is using this website. You can just Google Intelleria Raid Mastery Planner, and it comes up, and it helps you plan the masteries before you actually put them on. But if you just want to see the most practical masteries, these are usually the most common masteries. So it's this one. Most people do this. It really depends on the champion. I prefer to have this, but especially on hard hitters, just because it also gives the chance of reducing a cooldown in other content than just clan boss. And then the other one is this route right here for the retribution. So you can also choose if you want to have percentage of counterattack when they apply a stun, sleep, fear, true fear, or freeze on an ally. That's another thing you can do, especially if your team actually takes the stun. My old team takes the stun and then Runekeeper cleanses the stun afterwards. So this could actually work on some of those champions, but I don't know. I think I like 3% extra damage in all areas. But it's for each enemy killed by this champion, so in clan boss it wouldn't do anything. So I mean, you could also do this. You can get 4 extra just from the debuff from clan boss, which will help you get a bit more damage. But all in all, just don't use the increased turn meter stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Again, things change, and I change, and my perspective of things change, and I think it's important to acknowledge that and then make update videos like now. So if I have given you any advice and it doesn't really work out, maybe you should try to swap out the masteries and see if it helps. Also, this is just to like kind of implement a new idea in some people's mind, that maybe Freakii said this here and there, but then, oh, this might have changed. Oh my god, I might need to change my masteries up. Oh, I'm using ninja. Maybe counterattack isn't the best idea because it will just make my team go flip-flop. Oh, maybe I already have ninja in my team, but oh, I didn't include the mastery that he just showed me, which would help me a lot to get more damage. Maybe you took Lore of Steel instead of Circle of Magic, because you often hear that Circle of Magic is a really scary thing to put on your champions, and it's true. It is true. It's a really scary mastery to put on champions if you don't know which champion you're putting it on. So if you're doing it on Ninja, Fatman, Brackis, that kind of stuff, it works. Annex as well, it works. First and Banshee, it will work. It's mainly DPS. Rowan as well. Rowan would be absolutely perfect for this. Rowan was my go-to stun target for my budget, my Budunk, and I really like Rowan. If you're struggling with getting consistent DPS in your team, actually genuinely build up Rowan and see for yourself. Like, she can deal a good amount of damage, and if you have cooldowns as well and Giant Slayer, she does a good chunk of damage. She's also Void, which really helps. Having a Void champion means that she will be consistent throughout every single clan boss, the difficulty or the affinities. And yeah, I mean, she's not Ninja, she's not Annex, she's not any of the Draco, Turval, like the super hitters. Rowan is not like everyone should build her right now because she's not that strong. All I'm saying is if you're struggling with putting out any type of damage, she could potentially be a really good one, because she's kind of like Frozen Banshee. She just puts out a lot of poison. She's also Void, which helps for affinity, and she has a giant multi-hitter that helps with Giant Slayer to deal a lot of damage. That's pretty much all I'm saying. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this gave you at least some kind of insight. I've been thinking about this for a little while, and I just thought I'll just hop into it and make a quick video and see what happens, really. So I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below what you think, if I should make another update video, if there's something I missed. Like, subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.